What's up, everybody? ArrgThePirate here, and today we're gonna play the Snowman Ymir himself in that dual lane Guardian position. And guys, we have a great match. But before we get into the gameplay, let's go over the deck. Now I'm gonna start out with Boots, Magic Shield, Chalice of Healing, and Guardian's Blessing. And then I'm gonna build into Shoes of the Magi, Hide of the Lion, Stone of Binding, Hide of the Urchin, Jade Emperor's Crown, Void Stone, and lastly, I pick up that Blink. And, you know, this is just kind of what I'm going for. We actually don't get to full build, but I like this. You know, I'm a tank. I want to feel like a tank, so this is definitely a tank build. Now, one thing I notice is not a lot of people will push that lane and then go for the buff. Guys, that's what you want to do in this duo lane. Push that lane, and if you've done a very good job of pushing, you can even go pick up the damage camp, or even go to the enemy's buffs and pick up their void and their damage. But after that first wave, that's when you kind of want to rotate over and get those buffs. Now, if you see here, guys, I love this guy. We were able to get that awesome CC, get that spike wall. Awesome. Well, since we already got our first kill, let's go ahead and go over his abilities. Now, his number one is Ice Wall. You simply put up an ice wall. It's pretty simple, and that, guys, that really controls the flow of a fight. You can stun people, or you can, you know, wall off people, wall them in. You know, it's great. I even tried to separate somebody that's about to die one time. Doesn't end up working out, but I think if you spend a little time with them, you could probably manage to do that. Number two is Glacial Spikes. Ymir smashes his club to the ground, doing damage to all enemies in front of him and slowing them. Applies Frostbite, which is just kind of a slow. And, you know, hey, this is awesome. It's a great wave clear to really help shove that lane quickly. Frost Breath is, you know, simply that. You freeze enemies that you breathe on. Guys, this is absolutely awesome. And it also applies Frostbite. Shards of Ice is his number 4 ability. Ymir begins to freeze the air around him, causing shards of ice to glow on his back and slowing enemies. After 3 seconds of channel time, Ymir erupts out of his frozen state, causing shards of ice to do damage to all enemies in range. Applies Frostbite, canceling the ability, decreases the damage, but you can set it off earlier. And lastly, we have his Frostbite. All Ymir's ability that affect enemies apply a debuff to the enemy called Frostbite. All of Ymir's basic attacks against a target affected with Frostbite do 100% more damage. Enemies affected by Frostbite deal 10% less damage for 4 seconds. So you're basically buffing yourself and debuffing the enemy every time you hit them with an ability. How amazing is that? Oh, I love this guy. He's absolutely amazing. And really, you know, even though his kit is nothing like Steel, I feel like this is kind of the most, you know, that same kind of playstyle. When you show up, people tremble, you know, and you can completely control that fight by your positioning and where you are, exactly like how Steel was. Even though, you know, Steel was more defensive and Ymir can tend to be more offensive, you really controlled the fight by showing up. You know, you pick the target, you stun people, you know, you do whatever. That was how you felt, and that's honestly kind of how I feel with him. Now, we end up rotating to mid, and we're able to take out that Ares. Oh, feels great, man. And you see, we bopped him pretty good right there. He was pretty healthy. We hit him pretty hard, guys. But we made that real quick rotation to mid to help them out. I'm gonna go head over to our duo lane, and maybe we'll be able to make something happen. You know, Medusa is there, and since she's by herself, she's getting fed. So we definitely want to try to shut her down some more. We end up picking up the Void buff, which is absolutely amazing, and then we're going to head in and, boom, hit her with that freeze. Start hitting her a little bit. We hit her with the slow, throw that wall up. No, she's goner. She's absolute goner, guys. Oh, this is awesome. I can't tell you how much I like this guy. Now, I go ahead and get this lane pushing in the right direction. You know, we do have a Bassett as our carry, or she's in that duo lane, which is a bit odd, but hey, it worked so far. Unfortunately, she gets caught out a little bit and she ends up going down there, but we're able to throw that wall up just right behind Medusa, and we put in some work. You know, she poked me a little bit, but I'm a tank. I can handle it. And you see that glacial, the glacial spikes. They do a ton of damage. I did see their jungle rotate over, so I'm gonna dip out and, you know, just play it safer. You know, since I am a guardian, I really don't have just a ton of damage. So I'm, you know, doing the best that I can, but luckily Basset shows up, and we're gonna get this lane shoving and, you know, get it pushing in the right direction. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, as the support, you shouldn't hit minions, right? And that's wrong, guys. You want to help push that lane. Smite is not about slow farming and things like that. It's more about pushing that lane and rotating. So, as the support, push those lanes. Now we end up going in on a Medusa, and, you know, we're able to take her out, which is awesome. I didn't want to have to dive that far. I was really hoping Basset would go in there and actually take her out. But, you know, we ended up having to dive because if I was going to die, I wanted to at least get the kill. Luckily, she stepped in right at the end and was able to secure that kill. And, hey, awesome. You know, we end up trading a life for it, but we also get the tower down, which is absolutely huge. So we got an ADC kill and took out a tower. Awesome play. You know, like I said, I wouldn't have liked to dive for it. I wish she would have gone in there and actually, you know, done some damage while I was, you know, using my ult. But quite all right. I'm going to go ahead and rotate to mid. Since we've got that tower down, you know, we're out of that laning phase, you know, and I can start really helping out other teams. This is where I try to throw that wall up to try to get it on the other side of Hades. You know, if he'd have been able to, you know, use his escape to maybe get through that, he might have got out. It just didn't quite work out. You know, I might have even caused him to die. He was probably going to go down anyways. But, you know, hey, it might have kind of... I body blocked him with my wall, which is one thing you definitely have to be aware of as Ymir. And you see right here, I threw that wall up to try to trap that Ares, but, you know, he was on the other side of it. I really wish that wall was just a line on the ground instead of the 3D object. I think it'd make it much easier to place it in the right spot, but it is what it is. Now, after that engagement, we needed to end up backing, and then, you know, once we top off and get healthy again, we're going to head right back to lane. I head to the mid because, you know, there is an engagement going down, but doesn't look like anything's going to happen. Now, my Basset is pushed up pretty far and going for that T2, so I'm going to head over there because, you know, she's going to get ganked. Sure enough, the monkey guy shows up, and, oh, we got so close to taking him out. Oh, we just barely missed that ult. And then I put that wall up. I just said, I'm not, it's not worth it. He got away. That's unfortunate, but, you know, is what it is. We ended up saving Basset's life, which is, you know, what we really try to do. And, hey, you know, the amount of peel we are able to provide is absolutely amazing. And unlike some of the other tanks where, you know, their peel is... You know, they show up, they might have a displacement or, you know, a small knock-up. I feel that Ymir's peel is just so good because you can freeze the enemy, hit them with that, you know, your glacial spikes, and then wall them off. So not only did they take a ton of damage, but they're also, you know, kind of walled off, and, you know, at that point, hopefully your ally got away. I feel his peel is one of the best that I've played so far. Now, I think there's only one or two Guardians I haven't played, but so far, one of my favorite. Now, we end up heading over to Hades, and we just don't make it fast enough. We end up taking out KK, and then the monkey guy's here, but we're not going to be able to get the monkey man. You know, it's unfortunate. We ended up trading mid laners right there, so that's not the worst. I chased that kill a little bit, but guys, chasing kills is always bad. So I'm going to go ahead and back off. I end up popping a chalice because, you know, why not? And then head to mid lane, get it pushing in the right direction. Now, at this point, I'm kind of running around looking for things to do. You know, our Basset she's really pushing up pretty far, and, you know, I don't like being in that position. You know, I think that's just a little bit too far. But, hey, you know, that's fine. We end up heading over and helping gank this duo, or this solo lane, and we get an awesome double kill, and we're going to end up getting a tower for the... Oh, this is awesome, guys. This was just a great play. You know, heading over here to help take down this tower. That's absolutely huge. And, you know, our Beset, they were able to do a good job, and they got quite a bit of poke on that T2. But, you know, hey, getting this tower down was absolutely worth it. From here, I'm going to back and then get to our duo lane because, you know, it is pushing against us. So I want to get back in time to be able to actually, you know, put on an item and get in that lane before we lose that T1. Now, I was planning on heading to our duo lane, but there is a big engagement going down in the enemy jungle, so I want to head over there and see if I can help out the best that I can. And if you see, a lot of their team is very, very low. Our shield girls here, I don't know what her name is. I'm going to try to get that wall up. Maybe that just made it minorly inconvenient for him and let us catch up to him. Take him out. Oh, great. That's awesome. We're going to end up stealing their yellow buff, which is, you know, another awesome thing. And then hopefully we can get back to lane before we lose too much. Now, I do see that, you know, someone's heading over to deal with that duo lane, so that's quite alright. I'm going to let that go. You know, really, T1s have always been designed to fall, so I'm not particularly worried about it falling. It'll make it just easier to rotate if there's not a tower there, believe it or not. So, it's quite alright if it falls. And I'm going to head over to our Gold Fury. You know, now's a great time to pick up the Gold Fury. I hit VAF for Fire Giant and VAG for Gold Fury, or one or the other. And I always get them confused because, you know, both of them are FG or GF. But I get them messed up all the time. But I end up pinging them both. No one really shows up, so we're not going to pick up the Gold Fury, but that's okay. We're going to head into this duo lane, get that great stun onto Medusa. We throw that wall up, which kind of walls our Beset off, but that's okay. She was taking a ton of damage, and we're going to end up wrapping up that kill. Oh, feels awesome, you know, carry Ymir. And from here, we're going to rotate over to mid. You know, we had a little bit of an engagement there, but, you know, our team did a great job wrapping up those couple of kills. And then Cuckoo, he's here. He ends up going down. Awesome. We're making plays, guys. It is 23-9, so we're doing a great job of shutting the enemy team down. I'm going to rotate to our solo lane just because, hey, you know, we need to rotate over there. And our solo laner had the teleport relic, and she ended up popping over there very quick. So, you know, it was kind of a waste for me to run over there. So, I'm going to steal a jungle camp since I've been running around not getting farm at all. Now, after we grab that camp, we're going to head back to our mid lane. You know, we're doing a great job of shutting this mid lane down. We just need to down this tower, and I'm hoping that this will be in time to do it. I tried to wall that snake guy out, you know, Khan, whatever his name is. I tried to wall him out, but didn't quite work. The monkey shows up. I don't know what that monkey's ult is, but it's that stun. I end up using my ult right in the middle of a tornado and end up going down. You know, oh, that feels bad. I figured I was probably going to die anyways, so I just used the entire ult maybe to get that extra damage on instead of, you know, popping it and trying to get out because, yeah, like I said, I figured I was dead anyways. So, it feels bad, man, but is what it is. Now, once I finally do spawn back in, we're gonna just head down mid lane. You know, at this point in the match, you know, the laning phase is kind of over. You just kind of set those lanes, get into those fights, and then, you know, if you're doing a good job of setting those lanes, killing those enemy gods, and then you pick the lane to go to push it and get that down an objective. That's really what the game is at this point. And, you know, is what it is. So we end up downing that mid lane tower. Now, Hades is staying in, and I really wish he wouldn't have. You know, I would have definitely liked to back, but it ends up turning out to be okay. We end up, we take tons and tons of damage and don't really do a whole lot there. I end up ulting because I was kind of being followed, but they ended up jumping out, so, hey, no problem. I'm going to head over. I don't know how Hades survived that. Like, he was under tower. Like, we end up heading over, and we're able to take out this Poseidon. Oh, feels great. And then, you know, we ended up getting a double kill there for, you know, just a single death. So, you know, a 2-for-1 fight. That's pretty good. You know, that fight was definitely forced, and I think we could have picked a better engagement to do, but hey, there's absolutely no problem with that. From here, we're going to peel off, and, you know, it's time to pick up Gold Fury. We haven't picked up Gold Fury yet. It's time to do it now. Sure enough, we're able to pick up Gold Fury. You know, we have some rotation. That's great. I'm going to head over to mid lane, you know, because there was an engagement going down there, but they wrapped that up. The lizard, the wizard lizard shows up, and, you know, hey, we're going to just kind of play it like, let's do some work. And Poseidon ends up immuning my Frosty Breath. Hades goes in and uses that ultimate. We throw up that wall, and Cuckoo, I need to learn how to say his name. He ends up, you know, he did a great job there, hitting me with that AoE, and, you know, that was just enough, and then the team ends up surrendering. You know, that was a great win. I wish we would have got to play that out, but is what it is. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Ymir guide. Guys, we had an awesome match this match. He's a ton of fun. I highly recommend trying him out. You know, you can just control that fight. Feels great. Well, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Add me on Smite, guys. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.